Hello, this is Sumaya. So today I'm going to demonstrate my ethical hacking project that I performed throughout the semester. And at the end of the presentation, I'll show you one demonstration of vulnerability that I will breach in my target machine Metasploitable to Linux. So here I'm going to share my screen. Yeah, here is start. So my project outline for this whole concept was like to hack two target machines. One will be Windows and one will be Linux based. So I set all my target machines in VMware Workstation Pro. I used version 16, and also my attacker machine, that is Kali Linux, I set this up in VMware 2. So I used actually 3 VMs. And then offensive VM that I chose was Kali Linux. There was a number of reasons to choose this machine. The first reason is like it is most widely used, most popular because of its like because of its like accessible libraries and reliability. Even for security testing, penetration testing, it is the number one uh, platform that attackers prefer to be in. And I found it very suitable or usable for its open source and like packages and libraries versus flexibility too. I found myself comfortable working with Kali Linux. And the 5 tools I installed to perform my hacking process was number one, Nmap. It is a common tool used in ethical hacking to identify and map host and network vulnerabilities. So I use this Nmap to find all the possible IP addresses and ports that are open in my uh, network. Then I use Metasploitable framework in order to find weakness in your system and application. Ethical hackers mostly use this Metasploitable framework, and it is very good for penetration testing too. I use Metasploit framework for both Windows and both Metasploitable to target machine. And I use Metapredator. This is a strong popular post exploitation tool in ethical hacking. I used Metapredator for Windows 10, and I created a payload that I later ran in my target machine. So then I used HPing3. I used HPing3 for performing DDoS attack, and I perform DDoS attack in my target Windows machine through the attacker machine, Kali Linux. And then I used Wireshark. Wireshark is a popular, well-known protocol analyzer because we can easily find out all the packets. And if we analyze the packets, the information going with the packets, it's easily accessible too. That's how I got my credential, like my target machine credential, through analyzing Wireshark protocol, TCP protocol. And then I want to talk about the 5 vulnerabilities that I found here on my target machines. The first one was sniffing. I performed sniffing on Metasploitable 2 Linux machines. So at the end of the hacking process, I created a text file in my target machine and the attacker machine Kali Linux. Then I analyzed the Wireshark and I found the login credential for my Metasploitable 2 machine. So it was easily accessible by that way. And I used Nmap with this one too. And then the second one I used was exploiting MySQL port 3306. So this is a vulnerable port that will give you access to all the databases that are available in your target machine. That's how I performed breaching in vulnerability breaching in my target Metasploitable 2 Linux machine through this port. And then there comes backdoor VSF PPD234. So this is kind of a vulnerability that will give you all the shell information of your target machine. I mean, anybody can use this background vulnerability and gain all the access for target folders, directories, and everything. Also, I performed DDoS attack. I performed this DDoS attack in Windows 10 machine, and yeah, and I use HPing3 command for that. And when I perform the DDoS attack, I kind of like slowed my target machine performance, and there was a lot of packets in my target machine. And then the last hacking process that I performed was a payload that I created through Meterpreter in my attacker machine Kali Linux, and then later I pasted that uh, payload into my target machine. And once I start exploiting, I parallelly run that file in my target machine. So what happened is, like, once the file starts running in my target machine, all the information, like system information, I easily accessed through my attacker machine. This was the last attacking that I done, and this was done in Windows 10. Now I want to show a simple demonstration of one of these vulnerabilities that I performed in my Kali Linux machine. The vulnerability that I'm going to breach or demonstration is backdoor VSFTPD234, and I'm targeting Metasploitable 2 as for the victim machine. So I'll stop sharing and I will again share my VMware screen here. I think it's now been sharing. So yeah. So I already opened Metasploitable 2 here to find out the IP address. Yeah. So the IP address is 192.168.86.138 that I'm going to use in my attacker machine. So here we go. I already kind of put this nmap command already to find my victim machine. And here we go. It shows the information here. So my victim machine is open with all these ports. What I'm going to do, I'm going to attack with this open port, and I'm choosing FTP, the first one for this. So in another common shell, I ran this MSF console. So it's opening the like exploitation shell for me. Now, if I do search VSFTP, it shows the exploitation port here, the vulnerability. So this is open, and it is like rank excellent. I mean, it is mostly used one. So this vulnerability I will use to find my shell information in my target machine. What I'm going to do now is I will do this use0 command, and the exploitation command starts here. So if I do show options, it will show me the R host and R port is necessary. So the R port is 21 and the R host is not set yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the R host 192.168.86.138. That is the IP address of my target machine. I will show you in the command where we found this was open. Yeah, it's open. So I'm using this command in that shell. So once I start doing that, it will set the host right now. If I do show options, it will show me now. Yeah, it is set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to exploit. And we see the exploitation begins here. They found the shell already. Yeah, it's the session opens here. Now, if I do directory, it will show me all the directory information of my target machine. So here we go. Therefore, I performed step by step all the vulnerabilities that was possible. And thank you for having me here.